Before we start talking about really polynomials in particular, we need to talk about what a monomial is. So I got to know what a monomial is. So what does mono mean?
One.
It means one. In this case, we're going to say a monomial is an expression. So it's a mathematical expression, and it's a particular type of expression. Monomial is an expression that is a number. This is the first type of monomial. It's just a number. So the number 10 is a monomial. It's just a number. A number, the second type is a variable. So if I just had the variable x all by itself, monomial. The third type is a little bit more complex, but that's what I'm going to try to drill into you right now. Or the product. I got to say this the right way or I'll mess this up. Or the product of a number and one or more variables. Product of a number and one or more variables. So we're going to look at actual examples of this so you can actually look at some numbers or terms and say, that's a monomial, that's not a monomial. There's one little last part that trips a lot of people up. So it could be a product of a number and one or more variables. So that could be this, 3v. Is that a product? 3v, is that a product? Yeah, it's a number and a variable, right? But you can also have a number and more than one variable. 3vw, is that also a product? Yeah, so that's what they're saying. But these variables have to have non-negative exponents. Non-negative exponents. That is so particular. Do you know what a non-negative is?
Positive.
It's a positive. Or zero, right? So some people say, well, doesn't non-negative, doesn't that just mean positive? No, it means positive and zero. So if I say non-negative, I mean positive and zero. If I meant positive, we would have said positive, right? But it's non-negative. Here's what I want you to underline. A monomial. So here, this is the key word, is a number. Okay, so if it's just a number by itself, it's a monomial. Or if it's just a variable, it's a monomial, right? You guys get that so far? The third one, the product. The product of a number and one or more variables, and then, yes, non-negative exponents. Basically, underline the whole thing. I'm just kidding. All right. Go. Okay. Let's look at some examples here so you guys can kind of, again, get some numbers and some visual aid there. Okay, let's look at some examples of what monomials are. So we're going to look at what they are and what they are not. So here's an example. Ready? It's very difficult for some people. Why is that a monomial according to my definition? CT?
Because it's a number.
It's a number. That's it. It's a number. It's a monomial. Have you dealt with monomials up to this point in your career in math? Yeah. In fact, every single day of your math career, from K3, K4, wherever you started looking at numbers, you dealt with monomials. So that's not new. All right. Is this a monomial? This one you were probably introduced with probably like third, fourth grade, like where they give you a letter. 3 plus 4 equals m. What's m? 7. A monomial could be just a variable. What about this one? Is that a monomial? Well, is it just a number? Is it just a number? No. Is it just a variable? No, but it is, what's that third type? A product of a number and one or more variables. All right, ready? Is this a product?
Yes.
Okay, here's my number. And here's my variable. How many a's do I really have?
2.
2. So it's 7 times a times 8. That's still a product. It is a monomial. Another example would be, 13xy. Is that just a number?
No.
Is it just a variable?
No.
Is it a product of a number and variables? Yeah, so that's a monomial right there. That's a monomial. And then here, because we throw one of these in there, people get upset. Is that a monomial? Okay, is it just a number? I wish it was, but it's not. Is it just a variable? But is it a product of numbers and variables? Yeah, so it is a monomial. Any questions on a monomial? Can you identify a monomial?
Yes.
Have you been using monomials this year?
Yes.
ABC.
Now let's look at some non-monomials. So basically what you're doing in one section of your homework, you're going to be able to say, they're going to give you an expression. They're going to say, is that a monomial? You're going to say yes or no. That's one section of your homework, yes or no. So let's look at non-monomials or not monomials. Here's the first one. Is that a monomial? Is it just a number? No. Is it just a variable? No. Is it a product? What is this? It's a sum of two variables, not a monomial. That's a sum. That's not monomial. There's addition going on there. Another one here. Is that a monomial? No, because what's going on between the x and the y? They're being divided. That is not a product. X minus y would also not be a monomial because they're being subtracted in that case. Here's one that I'm glad we covered because it looks like a monomial. Isn't that multiplication? Yes. But what was part of our definition at the very end, Morris, that said that's not a monomial?
It has to be a non-negative.
Non-negative exponents. Is that negative?
Yeah.
Is that a negative exponent? It's not a monomial. In fact, guys, the reason this doesn't work, because I can technically make this into a multiplication problem, and this is reviewed from like a couple months back. This y, if I brought it up to the numerator, would become y to the negative first. You guys remember that at all? That's okay. You'll get it next week. Okay. This would also be a negative exponent technically, so it doesn't work. Or it's just division. Another one. 2 over y to the third. Oh, positive exponents. Love it.
No, they're being divided.
They're being divided. Basically, this is what you need to know about variables. If your variable is in the denominator, not a monomial. Can you have a number in the denominator? Yes, you can. Can you have a variable in the denominator and still call it monomial? No. So there is a difference there. And, ooh, someone help me out with this one. 3m over 2n. Oh. It's not a monomial. What? The n is in the denominator, not a monomial. Any questions on that? Can you identify a monomial compared to a non-monomial? Unmonomial? Demonomial. Oh, man. What's the special names for those? Yes, sir.
So 3m over like 17, that is a monomial? Okay.
Yeah, because 3m over 17, that's a great question here. This is separate, guys. This is like not part of this group. 3m over, for example, 17. Is there a variable in the denominator?
Yeah.
Variable in the denominator? No. And do you remember how I can rewrite this? Remember, I could take those and then write the m. It's still monomial. So guys, we're not breaking any rules here. I'm not trying to say, sometimes we think of it this way, but then you can think of it this way and they're totally different. No, they're the same. And that's monomial. Monomial. It's not a not monomial, it's a monomial. Okay, if you have a number by itself, it is called a constant. We've already looked at this, haven't we? Do you guys remember what a constant is?
Yes, a number by itself without a variable.
Yes, a number by itself without a variable. Do you guys seen this W/O? That means without. Good. Without a variable. I want to challenge that definition later. Technically, a constant does have a variable. That variable just has an exponent of 0. See, here's a cool thing, guys. We're going to talk about this. You guys remember like terms?
Yes.
Terms that have the same variables with the same exponents, right? But when you're adding constants, constants don't have variables, but I can call them like terms because they technically do have variables. They do. They really do. Not making that up. How or why? Or who? I get it. They just do. Who, when, where, why, how, what? Yeah, what? Good. Okay. Let's look at, so that's separate definition, just a number without a variable. Now we're going to get to our lesson. What is a polynomial? So what is a polynomial? So we say it polynomial or polynomial. Either way is fine. That's okay. I'll take time. You'll get it. Okay. We looked at what a monomial is. It's a number, a variable, or a product of numbers and variables. That's a monomial, right? Monomial. But what's a polynomial? Here's what it is. A polynomial is a monomial. Ooh. It is a monomial. So monomial is a polynomial. Or the sum or difference. I wish this difference part, you could just say sum of monomials, but I'll explain what I mean. Okay, a polynomial is a monomial. So a monomial, you could say, that's polynomial. You're like, wait, how does that make sense? That's how we classify things. Okay, but it's also the sum or difference of monomials. Right. Okay, let's look at some examples. Write that down. Okay. Let's go with this one. 2n. Is that a monomial?
Yes.
Yes. Is it a polynomial?
Yes.
Yeah. By definition, it is. I know it's weird. It's one, but it's many. Okay. It is a polynomial. There is a reason why you can say that all monomials are also polynomials, but I'm not going to get into that. That's a monomial. Here's another one. Is that a monomial? It is. It's a product of a number of variables. And I'll just give you one more. 12x cubed y squared. Is that a monomial?
No.
Is that a monomial?
Yes.
It is. It's a monomial. It's a product of a number and one or more variables. In this case, 5 variables. These are all called monomials. Monomials. I hope that's not too difficult. Let me give you another example here. This is kind of like a second row. If I had 3b plus p, is that a monomial?
No.
No, it isn't. But it is a sum of 2 monomials. So it's a polynomial, right? How many monomials are in here?
2.
1, 2, right? Do you know what a monomial is also known as? There's another word we've looked at in the past.
Like term?
A monomial is simply a... It's a term. That's it. Do you guys remember like terms and moving terms around? That's a monomial. Oops. Maybe I should have told you that earlier. But anyway, now I tell you. Let's go with another example. 2x plus 8. Is that just one term?
No.
No, it's 2 terms. Each term is called a monomial, right? That's what we're talking about. Oh, yeah, we're going to talk about like terms, how those take part in this lesson. But here if you have an expression with two monomials being added together, we call those binomials. I don't know if any of you have heard it from your binomials. What does bi refer to? Two. Bicycle, 2 wheels. Tricycle, 3 wheels. Bionic has the prefix bio, which is
What about biology?
human. Same thing, human, like flesh, person. Biosphere.
Human flesh person.
Yes. Okay, let's go to another one here. If I had 4n plus b plus c, how many monomials are here?
3.
1, 2, 3. I have 3 terms, 3 monomials. That is considered a trinomial. Trinomial.
Making my brain hurt. Too many times.
Let's do one more here for the trinomial. If you had 2x squared plus 8x minus 3. Okay, I threw in this little minus 3 to semi-trick you and to help you out, because later on you're going to see that and you're like, wait, that's not being added. That's being subtracted. Or, what can you say about subtracting? Difference, yeah. Subtracting is difference. Guys, these are being added. These are added together, all of them. You have a 2x squared plus an 8x plus a negative 3. How many terms do I have? 3. How many monomials do I have?
3.
Trinomial.
I thought it was 3.
Trinomial, yes, 3. Tri means 3. Tricycle, trigonometry, triangle,
What about quadruplet?
trident,
Try it, go.
Triplets?
triplets. Good, yeah, all
My
these.
cousins are triplets.
Really?
Chinese triplets?
All right, here. Trinity, 3. God in 3 persons. Not true.
You've been tricked. Tricked.
All right, guys, I'll wait till you guys are done so I can get through this next part. Okay, what I want you guys to do here is I'm going to list out, we're going to review this material, make sure you guys get this. I'm going to give problems on this whiteboard. I'm going to call on different people, and you're going to tell me for this first part, is it a monomial or not? So you just say yes or no. All right, the first one I'm going to give to Olivia, and you can write this down, and then next to your notes you can say yes or no if it's trinomial or not, or excuse me, monomial or not. It's R. Monomial or not? Yes. That is a monomial. One term. Next, Danny. WX, monomial or not?
No. Yes.
Which one?
Yes.
Why?
I don't know.
Is this just a number? Just one variable? Is it a product of numbers and variables? There's no number there.
1. W1 at.
So you don't have to put that there, but it is a product of variables. Yes. All right, next. Kate. -5 over t. Close. It is not, but not because of the negative number, but because of something that is in the something. There's a variable in the denominator, no good for a monomial. Hannah, next one. 3.125. Is that a monomial?
Yes.
What? That's a decimal. Why is it a monomial? It's just a number. Yes. It could be a decimal number. That's allowed. It's actually good. Negative. Yes, fractions are also allowed. Let's go with Morris. -12. X to the 5th, y to the 3rd. Is that a monomial?
Yeah.
That's negative. Okay, here's the cool part. It is a monomial. It is a monomial. Is that a number? And it didn't say the numbers had to be positive or negative, but what has to be positive? That's a monomial.
Be a binomial?
This,
No, I thought that was
it's still monomial, and here I'm going to give you a little cheat to help you out with whether it's monomial, binomial, or trinomial. Ready? Some of you are not going to get this. This is very bad for you. All right. Terms or monomials are separated by plus or minus signs. You see what separates these two?
A plus.
Separates these two?
A plus.
These, plus or minus. That's how you know you have more than one term, if you have a plus or minus sign. Is there any? Now there is a minus sign, but what's before it? There's nothing really there. It's technically like a 0. But is there a plus or minus sign anywhere? Plus or minus sign. Yeah, there's a minus sign, but there's nothing with it. There's nothing separating these numbers. This is all just one big number. Let's go with one more. Ben, 2ab to the negative first. Monomial or not?
No.
Why not?
There's a negative exponent.
Negative exponent, no longer monomial. That's it. Some of you are not going to get this very well. I could tell. I can just see it. It's sad, but I see it. Okay, next. You're going to tell me whether it's a monomial, binomial, trinomial, but we didn't even talk about what if it has 4 terms or 5 terms or 6 terms. Raise your hand if you have a guess. All right, if it has 4 terms, what do you call it? Marshall. That is correct. If it has 4, 5, 6, or more terms, you just call it polynomial. You don't call it a quadrinomial or quatrinomial. Just call it a polynomial. Aiden, is a monomial a polynomial?
Yes.
Yes. Give me the 3 types of polynomials, Alec. So a monomial is a polynomial. What else is a polynomial? And what's the other one? If it has 4 or more terms, you call it a polynomial. So it is also.
Wait, that's so simple.
Here we go, guys. Ethan, you're this one. You're going to tell me if it's a monomial, binomial, trinomial, or you would say not a polynomial. X squared minus 49. So monomial, binomial, trinomial, or not a polynomial. Hey guys, write these down because you're going to see them. You're going to be able to say, oh, that's whatever the answer is once you figure it out.
Binomial.
It is a binomial. How many terms does it have? 2. It's binomial. Next one, Carly. This one's tricky, Carly, but it still fits our definition. Monomial, binomial, trinomial, not a polynomial. I'm guessing this is throwing you off.
Yeah.
Hey, is this a number?
Yeah.
Good.
Just ignore that. That's not there.
All right.
No, binomial.
Binomial.
Sorry, I thought the.
Yeah, you thought this was separate? Yeah, good. What's going on between the square root of 3 and the m and n? They're being multiplied. They're one monomial. Second monomial, binomial. Alex, you get this one. Negative x, y to the 6th z. Monomial, binomial, trinomial, not a polynomial.
Monomial.
Monomial is correct. Wait, I thought isn't there like 3 terms up there? Okay, Is there any plus or minus separating these variables?
No.
No, it's just one big thing, one big product. Monomial.
I put mono.
Marin, you get to go next.
Monomial.
So,
wait, no.
so here are your options. Ready? Monomial, binomial, trinomial, not a polynomial.
All of them.
Okay, is that a monomial? X, just X. Is that a monomial? It is. Is that a monomial? Why not? In the denominator, this is not a polynomial. Because of that guy right there. That's it. That's all that threw it off. Who thinks they get this? Like they're like, come on, Mr. A, this is pretty simple stuff. Good, because I'm going to give you the hardest ones of all. CT, you're first.
Of course I am.
1/2 b plus 1/3 b squared plus 1/4 b cubed. All right, first of all, is it a monomial, binomial, trinomial, or not a polynomial? Is that a monomial?
No. Oh, no, it's not. Well, yes, it is.
Okay, is that a monomial?
Yes.
Is that a monomial?
Yes.
How many monomials?
3.
Yeah, try to.
Yeah. Why did you?
Oh, you said try. Oh, okay. Did I make you doubt? Did I make you doubt a little bit?
Yeah.
Do you doubt it now?
No.
Good. Okay. Someone else raised their hand. I don't remember, but I'm guessing I'll just go with Aiden. You get this next one. Give me some time to write it down.
6 years later. Okay.
It's like 70 pages
Is that a
long.
W?
UV.
Normal. It looks so normal.
All right, Aiden, go ahead. This guy right here. So your options are monomial, binomial, trinomial, not a polynomial.
Not a polynomial.
I see 3 things.
What's not polynomial?
Why not?
The UV and the dividing throws it off.
Oh, not a polynomial. I'll put poly, not a poly.
Not a poly.
Not a poly.
Not a polynomial.
Yes, you can.
Okay.
Who else had their hand? Ryan. I see that hand.
That hand is so obvious.
All right, Ryan, please forgive me. Monomial, binomial, trinomial, not a polynomial. Want to stick with that answer? Yeah, like in yeah, or yeah, like yeah. Is that a monomial? Is that a monomial? Is that a monomial? That's a trinomial. Very good. Ryan, you were very confident. I need to give you a different one. All right, good job, guys. That's the kind of problems you're going to get. That's the second section. And there's one more. Last, final section.
That's something about homework.
Let's see how you guys respond.
I should name my dog Hope.
Okay, listen up, guys. CT. I was going to give you more. I think I'm going to end it there just to make sure you get what polynomials are, the types of polynomials. So I'm going to minimize the homework a little bit. We'll go over the second part tomorrow. Here's your homework. 2 through 36 even.
Oh my goodness.
Minimize?
Oh, yeah, that's minimized.
Is it like, is it like,
Okay, if it's binomial or trinomial.
How many of you want to find out what the actual was? Keep talking, just keep talking. Okay, there you go. No, honestly, guys, the first part, there are a lot of problems. But the first section is yes or no. Yes, no, yes,
many
no,
are
that's
there?
it. Like 8.
No, you're gonna make me do it.
The rest say, listen up, the second section says, is it a polynomial? Yes or no. If it is, you say monomial, binomial, trinomial, polynomial. You just classify it. That's it. Yes, ma'am? CT brought it up. He doesn't get homework. Y'all do. Sorry. Thank you, Kate, for bringing it up.
I kept watching these videos where a guy kept